Thank you all for coming today. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a busy day at the State House, a busy time of year, as all of you should know. So I wanted to speak a little bit and then turn over to the Senate President and the Governor and have them speak about what we have accomplished by working together for the benefit of Rhode Islanders and the things that we have done in a collaborative effort to address the most needy people and offer the most relief to Rhode Islanders. There are a couple of areas, as you know, we have the ARPA money, and we have had the benefit of a one-time surplus due to the federal stimulus money, as well as the extended unemployment. It generated significant income this year, and we wanted to obviously address the needs of Rhode Islanders, the ones who are hurting the most, but we also wanted to make some targeted relief for people of Rhode Island. I'm going to itemize a few of these, and I'll let the Governor expound and the Senate President. They may do some of their own, but we are hopefully going to plan to eliminate the car tax once and for all. It'll be an acceleration of the car tax. We're still running numbers. The budget's still a work in progress up until tonight. It's over $64 million of immediate taxpayer relief as of July 1st, and it will be gone for good. The Governor, the Senate President, myself, we are also going to, in this budget, offer a tax credit for children, families of $250 per child, up to 3 children, for people who earn less than $100,000 a year. A child is defined as a dependent who is under the age of 18 in the calendar year 2021. The estimated cost for that is about $43 million. We are also going to fund an increase in the circuit breaker tax relief enhancement. This will particularly help our elderly in Rhode Island. It includes a $4 million increase in the maximum property tax credit or circuit breaker tax credit. It's available for people who qualify by increasing their income threshold from eligibility from $30,000 to $35,000. It's for disabled residents and elderly. We're going to raise that from current $400 to $600. This program provides relief through a system of tax credits and refunds to elderly and disabled Rhode Islanders who own or rent their homes, who are eligibility is subject to household income threshold and being at least 65 years of old or disabled, and or you receive a Social Security disability benefit. One of the things that we also worked on very hard, we listened to the business community, the small business community in particular. One of the biggest areas they wanted to see was a reduction or an elimination of the fear of a major increase in unemployment. As we all know, COVID hit businesses and the unemployment insurance fund pretty severely. This particular opportunity with income provides $100 million, $100 million in relief, so there will be no increase in unemployment taxes. I want to really thank the Governor who gave us, the General Assembly, a roadmap that we've followed. He did a very good job of highlighting priorities that were important to the people of Rhode Island, and he did an excellent job of using the one-time funds in one-time allocations. This opportunity with the funds was not an opportunity to really create new programs that we would have to fund in out years. We weren't sure we were going to work. We wanted to provide funding for things that we know are ongoing, things we know that are working, things we want to know that can work better. I certainly want to acknowledge also the Senate President in his efforts. We've been working over the last 3 weeks. I think we worked Saturday and Sunday last weekend, and we're continuing to work, excuse me, this weekend. It has been a challenge, but it's been good. All of this does not happen without my leadership team. I cannot be here. I cannot negotiate, talk about a budget with the Governor and the Senate President unless I have the invaluable help of my Chairman, Marvin Abney, my Majority Leader, Chris Blazajewski, and my Whip, Katie Kazarian. We have done a lot of good things in the last 2 budgets. When we have our press conference later tonight and we unveil the details of the budget, it's because of the work that those 3 individuals did. And I'm going to give them all the credit, and of course our talented fiscal staff. So I want to now turn it over to the Senate President, and I want to give him an opportunity to speak, and then of course for the Governor. But I want to thank them. It's not easy when you have three individuals who have different ideas on what we should do with the money and the spending and the cuts. But these two individuals who are on my right are good people who want to do the right thing for Rhode Island. And coming together, we're getting good things done for Rhode Island. I want to personally thank Dan McKee and Dominic Ruggieri for not only being good politicians, but for being good human beings. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to thank my team, especially Senator Ryan Pearson. He has done an absolutely fabulous job with this budget. He and his team in the House, his vice chairs of that committee, and I want to commend them for the great job that they've done. We wouldn't be sitting here today without their efforts. And also collaborating with the House's fiscal team. I think you're going to see some great results from some of the things that the Speaker has just mentioned. So I want to recognize everything they do on a daily basis. A lot of it goes unnoticed, but I certainly want to commend them for the phenomenal amount of work that they've done, especially with this budget. This was a difficult budget, obviously. On our portal, we had about $17 billion worth of requests from the public. And that's quite a trick, seeing that if you only have $1 billion, you got to figure out where it's going to go. And a lot of those proposals were very valid. They were absolutely terrific. I can't say there were any bad ones that I had seen, but I think that was an absolutely great idea, Mr. Speaker. It was your idea to put it out there, and let's see some public comment and see what the public is thinking about how we should allocate the amount of money that we've gotten from Washington. Obviously, everyone knows that we're going to be dealing with the budget in the very near future. That's always a good sign, especially during an election year, so we can get out of Dodge when we have to. I think what we've produced this year is going to be very transformational for most of the Rhode Islanders in this state. Obviously, the cost of everything has gone up. We've seen that with gasoline in the past couple of weeks. We see that with the supply line, with the supply chain. It's been difficult getting products, but it's also we're also seeing some substantial price rises. So we, as the Speaker said, are looking to do meaningful relief for the Rhode Islanders, not only just normal Rhode Islanders, but also our businesses that exist here. So we're on a course to assist businesses and to also provide tax relief for all the constituents of the state of Rhode Island. I am absolutely elated about the car tax phase out. We've been working on this for a number of years. I have two communities in my senatorial district, North Providence and Providence, that had, at the time, had two of the three highest car taxes in the state. That's been substantially addressed over a period of time, but I think it's time to eliminate the car tax in its entirety. So with the budget that we're looking to propose, almost all Rhode Islanders will not be paying an automobile tax in 2023, and I think that's a pretty substantial relief. Any vehicle with a value over $6,000 will no longer be taxed. So I think that's pretty significant. Also, we're looking to do something with the license plates. Normally, what we were going to do was have a reissuance of the license plates. That was going to cost each person who has a vehicle registered in the state about $8. We are suspending that $8,000, and the state is going to pick up the tab for the full reissuance of these license plates. Obviously, people will have to pay the amount of money that they normally pay to register their vehicle. However, we're going to eliminate that cost from the consumer. Obviously, another way we're using revenues is for the unemployment trust fund. It's been hit pretty significantly during the pandemic. So we're looking to address that and restore the money in that fund and provide a little cushion to help businesses, as I say, in the event of. We don't know what's coming down the pike tomorrow. We don't know where the coronavirus is going. We don't know where the economy is going. But I think this is something that we should do in order to prepare us in the event that we have to rely on that fund to assist people. As the speaker said earlier, we are looking at a number of other ways to address taxes in the state. We're going to help business. We're going to help them. We're going to provide them with some of the relief that they need to hire employees, to keep prices down for consumers, and in many cases, just to keep the doors open of many of our businesses. I am also absolutely thrilled about the child tax credit, as well as the circuit breaker property tax credit that is going to be in the budget. These funds are targeted to families with children who meet certain income thresholds, and most of them are our low-income people. We're also pleased to provide some ongoing tax relief, including exempting veterans' pensions from the income tax and increasing the income tax exemptions on other pensions and Social Security income from $15,000 to $20,000. So those retirees are going to get a break in that aspect. It'll also help our seniors who have been struggling with the high price of things that have been increasing substantially, food, rentals, and everything of that nature. I want to take this opportunity to also talk about my leadership team. We have been working intensely for about 6 months on the budget, knowing that we had a substantial amount of money that came in from the federal government, and the question was, okay, what are we going to do with it? And naturally, my colleagues in the Senate, they were never short of any ideas how we were to spend this money, and I appreciate the input that they have provided us. So I want to thank Leader McCaffrey. I want to thank Senator Mary Ellen Goodwin, who's been absolutely fantastic. Leader McCaffrey has been involved in a number of the issues, especially, obviously, the marijuana issue. He and Senator Josh Miller worked over the past year. I don't know how many meetings they had. They must have had 25 or 30 meetings, toured a number of facilities, but I want to thank him for the efforts that he put in, not only on that particular issue, but for what he does each and every day. I want to also, recognize Speaker Sakachi and his leadership team for the cooperation that he has provided to the Senate during these talks and during the numerous meetings that we've had with the governor and also with members of the administration staff. We work very well collaboratively, and because we know we have to try to get things done. I think Rhode Island is in a great situation. We're looking at the green jobs, we're looking at the blue jobs that are going to be coming from the federal government and some of the things that we're doing with the environment. I think Rhode Island is in a good position, and I am looking forward to hearing the budget and moving the budget and continuing to work with the administration, with Governor McKee, and with Speaker Sakachi into the near future. So thank you very much for being here. I appreciate your time and attention, and I would like to turn this over to His Excellency, the Governor of the State of Rhode Island, Dan McKee.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. President, and thank you, Speaker, as well. Since I've become governor, we've made a real effort to make sure that we're connecting regularly on the most important things that to the state of Rhode Island, whether it has to do with the COVID issues or whether it has to do with the economy issues or it has to do with making sure that we provide opportunity for everybody that lives in the state of Rhode Island. So, and to make sure that we make responsible investments in the future of our state. So I just want to publicly acknowledge we have different responsibilities. We are able to balance those, and we have been able to arrive at some really good outcomes as a result of that. And we are at a historic time in our state, coming out of COVID. I do repeat this because I think that we have to celebrate our victories when they come about. We have the lowest unemployment rate in 30 years. I was at the training school last night at the graduation, and one of the young men that was graduating said that, and I had mentioned, this is a great opportunity for all our young people, everybody in the state of Rhode Island, lowest unemployment rate, and we still have jobs that people want to fill. And this young man said, I got 15 job offers. Very historic time frame. This is not ordinary, and Rhode Island now is second in the country, according to Moody's Index, in terms of an economic recovery. We've never been there before either. So this is a historic time. You know, with this economic momentum, I think we are smart to use our budget surplus in a way that really kind of continues that positive energy in terms of our economy, and I think that we are hitting that. But we also got to realize that there is a great deal of pressure out there, inflation-wise, and we have to respond with some level of tax relief, which I think we've arrived at a good spot. And we'll continue to talk about issues that can continue to provide that relief. But we did agree as a group that we were going to wait till the May revenue came in, and then we were going to take a look at that. Well, it was very positive, and that puts us in a spot right now that we can do the things that the Speaker and the Senate President just said. So I'm grateful that, you know, that we've been able to, our team with Brian Daniels, have been able to work with the Senate President's team and the Speaker's team through the House Finance and also the Senate Finance with Senator Pearson and the Chairman Abney. So we are, as I won't be too repetitive, but I can just go over some of the things that when I asked Brian to put a list together of things that could be considered by the General Assembly. I'm pleased that, you know, the child credit is there. That's going to help many families in a good amount of funds to those families so that they can offset some of the inflationary situations that we're dealing with right now. We estimate about 110,000 families will benefit from that. And on the unemployment, that was another proposal that we had been collectively talking about, but that was in Brian's ask to the General Assembly, totaling up to $100 million of restoring the unemployment fund. We're in a position, because of the surplus, to actually be able to do that without cutting programs and without increasing taxes. That's a good formula. And we estimate that our business community in the next year will save at least $10 million of dollars that will be saved as a result of that investment we're making on the unemployment insurance account. And as the Speaker said, we'll phase out the car tax. We anticipate 490,000 vehicles are still being taxed in the state of Rhode Island, and they will not be taxed. And that will put us in a position where we want to go. We want to have competitive edges in every place we can possibly afford to make happen with our neighboring states. Rhode Island will be that state that will not have a vehicle tax. That's extraordinary. And that helps not only the homeowners, but also helps our small businesses and our larger businesses as well. That's a competitive advantage. It's going to attract business, and it's going to keep business in this state. So I would just say very quickly, I know it's going to be asked, I am interested in lowering the sales tax. This is not the moment to do it, but I'm going to continue to work in the next year's budget to arrive at that. I think that'll, to get to Massachusetts levels again. Also, I want to just say that we know the energy costs are coming up as well, so we're going to keep the discussion alive in terms of how we might be able to help with the energy costs that we know are going to increase as of October 1st. And we'll continue to keep that advocacy out of our office with the leadership in the General Assembly to continue to do what we can when we can. So I want to just thank the Speaker again and the Senate President, and then I'm sure that you may have some questions of the Speaker and the Senate President, and if you have any for me, I'm happy to answer them. But I also want to thank, again, the leadership in the House and Senate for including me at this point in time.